Hey y'all. So hold on, let me put my oil on so I ain't ashy. Let's see. And light some of this again. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, select all so you're notified when I post on this channel. And also make sure you check out What's the Chattel Arasha and Build a Nation by Word of Mouth. Okay, I will be doing a nation reading, collective reading, energy reading at Build a Nation by Word of Mouth. I'll do that later on today. So make sure y'all do subscribe there so y'all can get that reading over there. Okay. But I have a lot of downloaded messages that's basically going to go off of my community post that I just posted. How long ago was it? An hour, well, 2 hours ago. Okay, so I have some stuff that's written down here that I'll go over each of that, all together. And also going to have to get some information from y'all because again, I'm not somebody that's religious, so I don't remember like all the stories that's in the Bible, as far as the characters. I remember some stuff, so I know some of y'all have that information, so y'all can help me out whenever I start talking about certain things, right? So they were like, do a video, don't just do a community post, because everybody does not look at the community post, right? Make sure that you do a video. The videos touch more people when you do a video, instead of the community post. So for the ones of y'all that pay attention to both, good job. That's letting me know that, you are alerted and you're cautious, about everything that's going on, regardless if it's with me or with another reader. You're paying attention to both because you know that there's different messages and informations, not only in readings and videos, but you can also get messages from community posts for the people that do use their community posts on their channel. Okay. So 2 hours ago, just for the ones of y'all that are not aware, we got 99 in the chat. We got 35 likes. I had posted because I got a message. I have got some of these same messages before, but especially back in 2018. And I know 2018, my gifts, as far as my gifts, were not all the way activated the way that they are now. Right now, they're heightened, right? As far as the difference when I first started here and then to who I am now. So that's a sign of synchronicity for that chime to go off. So I know, as being a psychic, being a medium, a fortune teller, whatever you want to call yourself, right? You get information as far as past, present, and future. You never know exactly when the details of whatever it is, as far as the visions that you're going to get, whenever it's going to take effect. A lot of y'all get visions, and then there's certain energies, certain situations, as far as like the elite and, the politics that have certain, because the politicians, there's a lot of politicians that are witches and warlocks. Again, Kamala Harris is one of them. Judge Joe Brown talks about her. Hillary Clinton, a lot of y'all seen her like leave certain conventions and then she's completely wiped out. It's a lot of them that do this. It's a lot of people that are local mayors and, judges and people that's on these boards that are witches and warlocks. They have certain responsibilities as far as when it comes to controlling certain things in their cities, their towns, their townsmanships, whatever that you call it, countries, the states. They do certain things to to change certain energies, and then making sure that they keep us in this illusion, in this matrix, right? So it's a lot that's been going on for not just this decade, but centuries and decades before, that they've been doing this. And I don't know how to express to y'all that a lot of stuff that we have been experiencing, and things that we're getting ready to be experienced has already been set up decades and centuries ago, right? When they first started doing certain establishments, that's when they were creating certain movement and switching certain energies, and making certain contexts like the Bible, certain symbols, to put it out there to hold certain energy up to keep us in illusions. So it's not something that has not been unnoticed. It's been undetected, but it's not unnoticed. There's still certain people that knows what's going on. And then there's a lot of us, like myself, that are gods and pharaohs and like the originals. Even though we have these old souls, we are still blind to the stuff that they have, their agenda of what's been going on. Our ancestors and the universe can only give us certain information. Like, we're not going to know everything, right? And I hope people understand. I'm not going to, even me being Isis, I'm not going to know everything, right? I'm still learning certain things, because there has been certain techniques, there has been certain things that they have already been put in place before I even came back. I've been gone for 3,000 years. So just imagine all the movement that they have done to cover up what was really supposed to be happening. A lot of things have changed, because again, back then when Ra and Lucifer got into it, it was because, again, Lucifer fell in love with the reptilians. So that was outside of the bloodline of the Anunnaki of who he was. So it caused this big old blood war. And those blood wars have not stopped, right? It's just that a lot of information and a lot of knowledge has been hidden and twisted and rewritten to cause confusion, and to allow people to be blindsided and be these deers in headlights when it's that time. We all know we are on some type of expiration date when everything's going to get exposed and all that stuff, right? So if you are consciously aware of that and knowing that, like I told you, if you watch me, you ahead of the game, regardless if you don't like me or if you respect me, whatever, regardless, you're going to respect me point blank period if you don't like me, or if you do like me, if you love me. But regardless, with you watching me, you're way ahead more than what you can ever imagine, right? And so the message that I got was, watch the false prophets that use Uman-Ra, which is aka Ra, aka God, aka Zeus, aka Odin. His name just has been rewritten. Yahweh, same person. His name has just been rewritten. Geronimo, they want me to throw Geronimo out there because that's his last lifetime. His energy has been rewritten over and over and over and over and over, and his name has been changed over and over and over. And again, remember, letters and numbers have certain energy in it. So again, these are languages that, the ones that took over, the reptilians, the Dracoids. I'm not going to just say it was just reptilians, because there was some Anunnaki that decided to go with Lucifer when Lucifer split it up from the elite. I mean, when he split, well, I would say the elite back then, because it was the Anunnakis, the supreme then, right? So, but then they changed it to whatever they doing, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, and all that shit now. But it's always a beginning where it originally started from to where we are now, right? So whenever he broke free of the Anunnaki and he decided to go his own way after the first war, it was just not the reptilians in him. There was some Anunnaki that decided to go, because again, Lucifer was the highest lieutenant. He was the highest lieutenant. And so people worshipped him. He was still a commander, and people still, like when you're in the army, when you're in the Navy, when you are in any of that stuff, you still abide by your leader. Whatever that leader's position is, some of them gonna go roll this way and some of them gonna roll that way. So there was followers that went with him. Not that, it was giants that went with him, right? So giants, it was the Anunnaki, the reptilians, and the giants that was here. There was giants that went there with him too. So where they were able to start their own civilization after the first war. Well, this was before when he freely went. That was like whenever he freely went. And then again, after a while, because a lot of shit was going on, that's when the first war had started. So he got to separate and break free. And then the first war happened. The second war is made up of the Greys, because the reptilians, by the time the second war had happened, they had already they already eliminated Lucifer. And that was one thing that Ra told him, was that they're going to betray you. I don't give a damn how much you think you are the leader and blah, blah, blah. They betrayed him. And that's one reason why Lucifer's energy has been so stuck, and it has been able to be used and manipulated so much, because of him not abiding by the genetic DNA codes that was set up when it comes to aliens. You got to remember, we are aliens. We are humanoid aliens. That's who we come from. And so there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know that's going on. But like I said in that post, I was saying, if you're still hollering Jesus and you are saying that you are spiritual, that is not going to abide. They're not going to abide by that anymore, because it was never supposed to be any confusion when it comes to. So you'll see a lot of churches right now saying, oh, they'll say I'm religious, but now a lot of churches and a lot of church members saying, oh, I'm spiritual, because they see more people that actually split up from religion and go spirituality. They're getting more praise and recognition. So it causes these religious people to be, what do they call them? Hypocrites already. So they already call hypocrites. So it's really showing you how really they are really hypocrites, right? And they don't know what's going on. They just following the old way and, getting tapped into energies, which also brings confusion. I just keep hearing there's a big unbalance, and it's a big unbalance because it has to do with religion. Y'all got to remember, and I want to say it was Obama, whenever this was happening. Obama was getting ready to leave, and I know that they did this a while back, like years back, where it was called separation of church and state. And they brought that back to the public, like whenever Obama and Trump was getting ready to switch over, like whenever and they brought it to the public, but they did it like in a silent way. Only certain people paid attention to it, because it was so much that was going on back then, right? So the government did denounce themselves from religion, because they know. And then you got to remember, in the schools, remember we always used to say, have to do the Pledge of Allegiance. They took God's name out of the Pledge of Allegiance. So if y'all all remember, that's why one thing I was sitting here trying to find certain things, because I remember in school, they used to show us in our history books and government books, like the chain of command. And they used to have like the government, they used to have the school, the education, it had the corporations, and it was like a pyramid ladder, like where it showed like how everything is attached to one another. They removed the religious part out of that. And you can't find those maps anymore. Again, of course, you can't find none of the old school books, because again, all that shit was, I'm gonna say whitewash, because that's what they call it, because that's what the fuck they did, right? And to bring illusions and all that stuff. They don't have any of those old school books, right? I wish if I would have known all this shit was gonna happen, I would have had fines from school keeping books, because if you kept certain books and didn't return them the next school year, you had to pay a $50 fine. You had to pay money for those books. And remember, those books was not cheap. For a lot of y'all that was project kids, you had fines. You couldn't go eat lunch. And it was a lot of shit that they put in place when you didn't return certain books, textbooks. Some schools did it where you couldn't even fucking graduate. They wouldn't even give you your diploma. They wouldn't give you any of that shit until you returned all the shit that you got from the school system, right? So they're getting ready, and I was like, okay, so I know they did that. And what I came across while I'm sitting here in thought and doing all this meditation and everything, and trying to make sure that I'm hearing all my guides and my ancestors and my higher self the proper way. So there is some shit going down right now with the separation of churches. So I was Googling it and I came across a post that the courts right now are in motion to like remove themselves again. Like it's getting ready to get look at this shit. It says 17 hours ago. And I was sitting here like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and they're doing all this shit undetected. So I don't watch the news. I removed myself completely from that, but I did subscribe to some cable again. So just because I again, me running for president, I have to get caught up with these whoever I'm going against, right? So now this is the time where my ancestors said, okay, well, sign up for 60 channels. Start paying attention to the news and all the stuff that's going on. But it's kind of hard to get back tapped into something once you've been removed yourself from it because you figured out how it was a brainwashing technique. But I also see how it didn't work in our woke people's favors because there's a lot of movies and a lot of documents and a lot of information now that they didn't have before when we start removing ourselves that they're putting out there. So you have to get refamiliarized back with the entertainment business, the whole system that you got yourself out of, because now they're starting to tell, right? Before they wasn't doing that. So right now, 17 hours ago, it says there's no separation of church and state on the Supreme Court. So now they're talking about the Supreme Court. So remember, they did it for the government. Now they're talking about the shit for the Supreme Court, the courthouses. And I'm sitting here like, so they have all this stuff that's going on. It says 5 consecutive justices are ready to overturn Roe. So there's a lot of stuff right now where they're in court right now, like getting ready to overturn Roe, like the Roe laws and all that stuff. If y'all don't know what all that shit, you got a whole computer in your pocket. Get on Google and you're going to have to invest in yourself. Like you have to study. You have to sit there and take time to study. You ain't going to want to read none of this shit because I can promise you, you pulled yourself away and you got to get back in tune. So you got to re-educate yourself the best way possible. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. And this article was done May the 3rd. That other one was done 17 hours ago. So I was just like, damn, they already really doing this shit silently in the background. And we don't even know what's going on. So I feel like what's getting ready to happen is that these churches know already what's going on. And you're going to start seeing a difference in these churches because they're not getting ready to get any more support. So they can't even go to the Supreme Court. So I feel like what the reason why they're pulling it away from the Supreme Court is like when people start trying to go sue the churches and shit, they're not going to be able to get through because the churches have already removed themselves. I mean, the court systems has already removed themselves from religion and churches. So I feel like this is like the layer of protection, the final layer of protection that they're giving these religious people and these churches where they getting ready to like say there's no protection. Y'all played your own, you made your own bed when it comes to that. And so I'm sitting here like, wow, these motherfuckers is getting ready to be like harsh. Like it's getting ready to be like some breaking down, like harsh rules and regulations that the government is getting ready to do. And remember, I did that whole video about the police does not want to consider themselves as the government. So I feel like it's getting ready to be a lot of break away from certain chains of commands. They getting ready to break away. Like, and they could do it silently, and some of the stuff could be publicly. So the ones that, and they always say the ones that got eyes is going to see, and the ones that got ears is going to hear. So that was just that part. So the book of Enoch, they said that the reason why Ra made a decision to go against the other bloodlines is because the book of Enoch was in the original, when they created the Bible. Again, the Bible is made up off of the Egyptian scrolls and the Egyptian laws. And then they were rewritten, man-made, to create and confuse certain energies and certain identity, right? So when the book of Enoch was to help the gods, the sleep pharaohs, and the original people to remember who they are. When they took that out of the Bible, they broke all laws. And that's when the blood war started again. So I don't know exactly what year that they removed the book of Enoch. So, whenever you try to go back and you try to go find old Bible verses, they got rechanged and reworded, and it's been rewritten over 38 times, so it's like you can't really get any of the original documents when it first started happening, because they either burned them or they are trapped somewhere in the Vatican chambers, right? Or the Illuminati and those bloodlines have access to that type of information. And us as the ones that are awakening, we don't have, access to that knowledge unless you got a grandma that said, fuck that, I don't want the King James version, I want to keep my own Bible, and she kept it and passed it down bloodlines, right? Because you got to remember that whenever they started pushing out the King James version, I was in elementary. And I remember being in church, and I remember our pastor sitting there saying, well, we got these new Bibles for y'all. They just got printed out. Y'all go ahead and put your old Bible in the back of the pew, and we're going to give you this new Bible for free. We're going to take your old Bible. And not knowing that was a way of them getting a process of them removing the old, the evidence of what was happening and what was going to happen, and them having to rewrite it. So after you sit there and you go through your spiritual awakening and you tap back into your childhood, is going to help you decode certain things that happened back then to help you understand what's going on now. Okay. But I completely remember when they did that, and I remember the Bible was red. The ones that they were exchanging was red, and it had like a red, like the how the pages on this side of it was red. And I remember that shit. I remember that shit like it was nothing. And I remember my grandma was like, why do I need to give my old Bible? And it was older people that was older than my grandma that was like, no, my mama gave this Bible has been, handed down for generations. I'm not finna give up. Because remember, also in Bibles, they used to be able to put your bloodline. It was a bloodline tree like there. So you was able to keep your bloodline history in the front of your Bibles or the back of your Bibles, right? And so once they took all that information, that's like your whole identity is gone, because a lot of people's grandparents, great-grandparents, and, aunties and uncles was keeping records of that information. But once they gave up that Bible, it's washed away. And this is how you process of you eliminating and dumbing down certain people. Okay. So they also, okay, so let me just start going over what was here. Let me get in this chat real quick, because I haven't even touched any of this that's on here. I'm just speaking about like now that's coming to my attention while I'm talking to y'all. So I got to writing. Where is the damn chat? Is the chat not open on here? Oh, wow. Okay, let me go into my settings. Hold on. I'm noticing that y'all ain't even in chat. Why is the chat not even open? Ain't that about a bitch? Hold on. Let me get into here. Hold on. It's going to take me a minute. Hold on. Let me get in here and switch the defaults of this video. Switch. So y'all can get the chat back open and we can chat about this, because I'm gonna need some information from y'all, because I know I don't remember none of this shit, because I completely removed myself from it. But there's some stuff that I need to go back and remember. Okay, comments. I was wondering why I couldn't see y'all. I'll just go in here. I'm finna put all comments. Let's see if it pull it up back then now. So now I need to see if they trying to sabotage my shit now, since I figured out how to block out the fucking troll thing. Did the chat come back up? Let's see. No, it's still not up. What the fuck? That is super fucking weird. I can get out of this and close out y'all this shit here. Hold on. See, it's Mercury retrograde too, so they already bullshitting because they already know I was finna come with it with this shit. Hold on. Let me see. Y'all probably gonna... Oh, man. Oh, that is some garbage. Hold on. I switched it. I don't know why it's not changed it. It said all... I went into defaults. I said all comments. Yeah, they really don't want me to say nothing in here. I think I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop this, and then I'm going to start it back up. We're going to start this shit again, because I need some of y'all's information, because I know y'all be in my soul tribe. Y'all going to help me with the information that I don't know about when it comes to religion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video, and then we're going to start another one. And I'm going to make sure that I have it says chat is disabled for live stream. Why is it disabled? Look at that shit. And I changed it. So on here, when I go here, it says chat is disabled for live stream. Shut up, Google. It's right there. It's saying that. I ain't never disabled no motherfucking chat. Okay, so I'm going to end this and I'm going to get back.